Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. If you're a diehard Lakers fan or just someone who loves staying in the loop with the NBA's biggest headlines, you're in the right place. And today's story, it's something that caught everyone off guard. We're talking about a major update surrounding Maxi Cleber and the Los Angeles Lakers. And believe me when I say, this might end up being a lot more important than people initially thought. There's something about this development that just feels bigger than what's on the surface. Could this be one of those quiet moves that ends up being a huge deal when we look back at this season? Well, let's get into all of it. But first, if you're one of the many watching who hasn't yet subscribed, just know this. Over 90% of you aren't subscribed, and your support means the world. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join the Lakers family here on Lakers News Fan Report. We'll be dropping post-game breakdowns, breaking news, rumors, and trade speculation every single day. Now, today was supposed to be a regular practice day. The Lakers are gearing up for a massive matchup tomorrow, and we were expecting the usual pre-game updates, rotations, injury reports, nothing too crazy. But then, out of nowhere, this video surfaces. Maxi Cleber getting shots up at Lakers practice. Now, if you blinked, you might have missed it, but if you really paid attention, there's something brewing here. Cleber, who hasn't played in over 2 months due to a surgically repaired right foot, was seen moving, not just walking, not just standing around, but moving. Sprinting, jogging, getting shots up. And while he wasn't in full contact drills or scrimmaging just yet, you could tell he's working his way back and fast. What makes this moment so intriguing is how quiet everything had been up until now. No real updates, no set timetable, and certainly no indication that he was this close to returning. And then, bam, video proof. Lakers insider Jovan Buha confirmed it, and now fans are buzzing. Even more interesting, head coach J.J. Redick teased that a big update on Cleber will be coming Thursday, right before the Lakers take on the Warriors in what could be one of the most important games of the season. So what does this mean? Could we be seeing Cleber suit up for the Lakers in time for a playoff push? Is it possible the front office had this card up their sleeve the whole time? Let's talk about who Maxi Cleber is for a second, because unless you were a Mavericks fan or just a league junkie, you might not have paid him much attention. He last played on January 25th for Dallas. And yeah, his numbers this season don't exactly jump off the page. Just 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. But that doesn't tell the full story. Over his 8 seasons in the NBA, Cleber has consistently been one of those glue guys, someone who doesn't need the spotlight, but when he's on the floor, he helps winning happen. He started 151 games, played in 409 total, and has career averages of 6 points and 4 rebounds. Again, not flashy, but reliable. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. When you look at the postseason, the real test of a player's value, Cleber has been there. 44 playoff games, 10 of them starts, and every time he's brought toughness, defense, and spacing. That's the part people overlook. When healthy, he's a very capable defender, someone who can guard multiple positions and stretch the floor with decent three-point shooting. In 2021, he was even in the conversation as a 6th Man of the Year finalist, putting up a solid 7 points per game and bringing that veteran energy off the bench. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Cleber hasn't been healthy consistently for the past couple of years. Injuries have hampered him big time. So the question becomes, is this just another flicker of hope? Or could he genuinely be ready to contribute? Because if he is, the implications for the Lakers' rotation are significant. Right now, you've got Jackson Hayes doing some decent work at center, but there's a glaring lack of true depth in the big man spots. Having someone like Cleber, who can play the 4, slide over to the 5 in small ball lineups, and space the floor, that opens up so many new options. Let's go a level deeper. Think about what a healthy Maxi Cleber could look like next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. LeBron thrives when he has smart players around him, guys who can knock down open shots, make the right rotations, and don't need the ball to be effective. That's Cleber in a nutshell. He knows his role. He doesn't force things. And defensively, he could be a really nice complementary piece next to AD, someone who takes pressure off Davis from having to guard bigger bodies every possession. Could we see him as a closing lineup option if things click? Could he be a secret weapon if the Lakers run into a team like Denver or Minnesota in the playoffs, where size and versatility matter more than ever? But of course, we can't get ahead of ourselves. As exciting as this development is, Cleber hasn't played in 2 months. And even before that, his production was down. So naturally, fans are asking, is this just another veteran the Lakers hope can give them minutes, or is there something more here? Some insiders are starting to wonder if the Lakers knew this was coming when they made the move to acquire him. Could they have had internal reports saying he was healing faster than expected? Was this part of the bigger plan all along? And let's not forget, this isn't happening in a vacuum. The Lakers are in the middle of one of the most tightly contested playoff races we've seen in years. Just last night, they caught a few breaks. The Grizzlies lost, the Nuggets slipped, and suddenly the door to the 3 seed looks a lot more realistic. As of right now, the Lakers sit in 3rd place in the West. That's huge. But it's also precarious. Just 3 games separate them from falling back into the play-in. So every game, every minute, every rotation choice, it matters. Tomorrow night's game against Golden State, it's a playoff game, whether people realize it or not. And that's why Kleber's return, or at least his progress, is such a big deal. The Lakers need every edge they can get. If J.J. Redick can find a way to get something, anything, out of Kleber in the final stretch, that could be the difference between a second-round exit and a legitimate shot at the finals. And we'll find out more tomorrow. J.J. Redick has promised a detailed update before the game, and if he's teasing it like that, you have to imagine it's something more than just that he's progressing well. Could it be a targeted return date? Could he be active for the game? We'll be watching very closely. Speaking of Redick, he had some interesting things to say today about the NBA awards, and particularly about Austin Reaves. He mentioned that as a coach, he feels more informed now than when he was working in the media. And he touched on the Most Improved Player award, saying he doesn't even want to lobby for Reaves because the award has lost its meaning. And honestly, he's got a point. Over the years, we've seen guys win it for marginal improvements, but the real spirit of the award was always supposed to be about guys who make leaps, who go from unknowns to essential pieces. And by that metric, Reaves should absolutely be in the conversation. He's grown immensely, not just as a scorer, but as a playmaker, as a guy who steps up in crunch time. He plays with fire, with grit. And he fits into that mold of the kind of player the Lakers need right now. Guys who overachieve, who bring energy, who don't shy away from the moment. That's the kind of story that wins in the playoffs. That's the kind of story fans rally behind. So here we are. A potential playoff boost in Maxi Cleber. A team clawing for positioning in a cutthroat Western Conference. A head coach who's not afraid to speak his mind and make adjustments on the fly. And a roster full of question marks, possibilities, and untapped potential. There's no way to know how it all plays out, but one thing's for sure, the next few weeks are going to be absolutely wild. Another layer to this is team chemistry. Integrating a new piece, especially one who's been out for an extended period, isn't always seamless. But Kleber isn't your typical player. He's not ball dominant, he doesn't need plays run for him, and he has a high basketball IQ. That makes it easier to slot him into lineups without disrupting the flow. And when you're entering the most critical stretch of the season, that kind of adaptability is invaluable. It's also worth mentioning that the Lakers coaching staff has been quietly experimenting with different lineup combinations over the past few weeks. Whether it's staggering LeBron and AD's minutes more aggressively or giving extended run to the bench unit, there's clearly a desire to find something that clicks. Adding Kleber to the mix gives Redick another chess piece, one that could unlock specific matchups in ways we haven't seen yet. There's a reason veteran players often make the difference in playoffs: experience. And Maxi Cleber has seen a lot over his NBA tenure. He's played in high-stakes games, battled through adversity, and knows what it takes to perform under pressure. That's something you can't teach. If he gets even close to his full form, he could become a stabilizing presence off the bench when things get chaotic. Fans should also keep an eye on how the Lakers manage his minutes if he does return. Don't expect him to jump right into a 25-minute-per-night role. It'll likely be more targeted, situational minutes, maybe end-of-quarter defensive stints, or matchups where his spacing can help break down a zone. That kind of strategic deployment could be a huge asset, especially if the Lakers end up in a chess match against teams like the Kings or Clippers. Let's not forget the impact Kleber's return could have on the development of younger players. Guys like Rui Hachimura and Jackson Hayes have had to step into bigger roles in his absence. If Kleber can take some of the defensive pressure off them, it could free those younger players to focus more on their strengths. That's the kind of subtle shift that can pay dividends over a 7-game series. There's also a financial angle here. Kleber is under contract through next season, which means any value he shows now could play into the Lakers' off-season plans. Whether it's keeping him as a rotational piece or using him in a future trade package, his performance down the stretch could influence how the front office builds the roster around LeBron and AD moving forward. Media reaction has been somewhat muted so far, but that could change quickly. If Kleber makes an appearance and has even a minor impact, a key rebound, a clutch three, a big defensive stop, the narrative shifts. Suddenly, it's smart pickup by the Lakers, or under-the-radar addition paying off. That media swing can also boost morale and confidence within the locker room. Another key element here is matchup flexibility. Kleber gives the Lakers the option to go big without sacrificing shooting, or to go small without giving up too much size. That versatility is exactly what you need when you're preparing to face different kinds of offenses and defensive schemes in the playoffs. Think about having him out there against a team like Phoenix or OKC. It changes the math. But what do you think about all of this? Do you think Maxi Cleber will be able to contribute meaningfully this season? Could he be that surprise piece that no one saw coming? Or is this just a flash in the pan, and the Lakers should focus elsewhere? I genuinely want to know your thoughts. Drop a comment down below. Personally, I think there's something here. I'm not saying he's going to turn into a star or anything, but in the playoffs, it's often the role players who swing games. And Kleber has the tools to be that guy, and it's a big if he can stay healthy. And let's not forget, LeBron James has a history of getting the most out of guys like this. So don't be surprised if we're talking about Maxi Cleber a whole lot more in a few weeks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'll be back tomorrow night with more breaking news, game coverage, and all the latest from your Los Angeles Lakers. Until then, stay locked in, and as always, go Lakers.